Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I'm breaking down something that has recently happened within the past not even 24 hours. And it's the death of the YouTube dislike button. Or at least that's what it seems. The YouTube dislike button is dead to the public. Now, why has this been implemented by YouTube now? Well, it's all about preventing creator harassment, and specifically preventing targeted creator harassment by using the dislike button. And I honestly have mixed feelings about this because, well, when it comes to certain videos on YouTube, the dislike button is very helpful, and in other ways, it can actually be harmful. YouTube implemented this feature specifically to help younger creators, or early new creators, myself included, or I don't know, I've been on the platform for a year now, but it's to help newer, smaller creators basically YouTube is looking out for the mental health of the smaller creators and just looking out for people's mental health overall, because people who pay attention to the YouTube dislike to dislike ratio, they sometimes take it to heart. I will admit that seeing my dislike ratio go up, it did have a bit of an impact on me. But over time, I grew up, I matured, in which now I pay attention to the dislikes, but I don't take it full-heartedly. I use it in critical feedback, and I look at what the like to dislike ratio is in terms of my videos and what I could possibly change and all that sort of thing. Like I just said, YouTube's reason behind removing the YouTube dislike ratio, at least perceived on public YouTube sites, you can still view the dislike count on YouTube Creator Studio in the backend. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but if you really think about it, it doesn't really change anything. Because, yeah, sure, you can hide the dislike button just on a video plain and simple, but any creator can just go into studio.youtube.com and look at the metrics of their video and see the dislike ratio still. Now, I totally get it that they're trying to look out for creators' mental health, but in one way that I would say that I am genuinely kind of baffled by is why they removed it altogether. Because particularly for videos that are a bit more questionable, let's just look up something here. So let's just take an example here. Grand Theft Auto 5 for mobile. Now, if you don't already know, Grand Theft Auto 5 is a desktop platform game, and Grand Theft Auto 5 has been out since 2013, and is a massive game that requires a really powerful, or not really a really powerful computer. It requires a desktop or laptop to run, and running it on mobile is virtually impossible, just given by the sheer size of the game itself, and also just the impracticality when it comes to converting the code from x86 architecture to ARM processors, specifically for devices like the iPhone and Android. Now, people have been uploading Grand Theft Auto 5 for mobile scams. Now, if you take a look at these Grand Theft Auto 5 for iOS videos, you can immediately tell that they're misleading and that they're a scam. And if you look at this video right here, you can see it has 501 likes and 301 dislikes. Now, that's a pretty, I wouldn't say evenly matched, but it's getting pretty close to evenly matched in terms of likes and dislikes. Now, for the average viewer, looking at videos that have a lot of dislikes can easily tell them whether or not a video is worth watching. Now, specifically for these, it's even more sketchy because these specific videos, which make you go to some weird sketchy website, fill out a survey, and sell your personal data, they depend on the like to dislike ratio publicly to show that the video is either a scam, misleading, or just flat out bad. And the fact that YouTube is now removing this makes these scams a lot harder to discern, especially when the comments are disabled. As you can see here, yeah, pretty much the top 5 comments here are just bot spammed, you know? And yeah, look at this. Someone by the name of Nico 3 months ago said, yeah, surely an iPhone with a weak processor can power and emulate GTA 5. Now the comment section on this particular video wasn't available. The next big thing that would be able to show people that this is either a scam or misleading is by looking at the dislike ratio. And now that YouTube is removing that, it basically makes it a lot harder for people to discern between legitimate and possibly not worth their time. And this, I honestly feel like, should stay around. The dislike button shown publicly needs to stay around, specifically for issues like this. And I think the easy fix for this is by making the dislike ratio turned off by default, but you should give the ability to let the creator decide whether or not they want to show public dislikes. And honestly, with this kind of stuff, you depend on the dislike ratio to show whether or not a video is legit or a scam. Now, in terms of like other videos for other just genuinely bad creators, it also applies to there too. Looking at the dislike ratio, if it's a lot higher, then people won't watch that content. And I mean, if it's a really bad creator that genuinely makes crappy content and tries to take advantage of their viewers, then yes, keep it around. Let those people know this video is not worth their time. Now when it comes to actual small creators who make quality content, then yes, by all means, you can remove the dislike ratio as to preserve their mental health, mine included and others. But however, you can't just completely eradicate it and hope this will fix things. The comment sections can be pretty toxic at times. And even just like other things, like sharing it on other like message boards and stuff, sharing the news can be pretty toxic. And just the removal of this one feature, it will fix things, but it won't always fix things, if you know what I mean. And well, in terms of this, what are my honest opinions about the removal of the dislike button? Well, I honestly think that creators should be given the option to show the dislikes publicly in order to basically just get better feedback and to show viewers whether the video is worth their time. And yes, I know you can still look at this in the back end, but you should still be able to show it publicly because people should deserve to know that knowledge of whether or not it's worth their time. And well, that's honestly what I have to say about this. So what exactly does this mean? Is anything going to change? No. Do you think YouTube is going to change it to allow the dislike button to be shown? No. And well, quite honestly, I'm fine with it. I just oppose it. I'm not exactly bashing YouTube for saying you're a shitty platform or anything. I think the decision they made is fine. However, I think they should just give the ability to show the dislike ratio, especially for creators who want that feedback, especially if like the comments are turned off. So yeah, pretty much that is what my opinion is on this matter. If you liked what you saw and you possibly agree with me, feel free to just tell me down in the comments below. And if you like the video, go ahead and like it. And if you dislike it, honestly, I don't really care if you dislike it, because it's just a video after all. So, with that being said, this is Nick, and I'm out.